My beloved Zoom recorder and trusty memory card have decided not to work today, so this is going to be a very quick video. I've spent all my time trying to get this to work instead of actually filming, so we shall see what happens. Yes, it's working again. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is Lost in Translation. I've never been amazing at foreign languages. I did alright at school, but ask me to speak French and I can barely string a sentence together. I seem to have the least amount of luck in Germany, probably because that's somewhere I've visited quite a few times. There was the time that I almost went to give blood when I was looking for directions in Berlin, and then there was the time that I was singing in church about scissors instead of the heavenly host. So I've not really been the best person to speak to when it comes to translating what's happened in a foreign language. But the thing that terrified me the most when I've been in Germany happened in the north of Germany one day as we were in a car listening to the radio whilst going through the countryside. Now, German radio is a mixture of songs that I don't recognise because they're maybe not in English, or the more European, more local songs, and a mixture of stuff that you'd expect to hear on the radio, like the chart music, the stuff that you hear in the UK and the US and other English-speaking countries. So there'd been a few songs that I didn't recognise because they were in German, and then they started playing some English songs, and I was like, oh cool, I know some of these. So I'm not somebody who says that they're a music mogul, but I do tend to know some of the older songs, and I do know some of the inspirations behind certain songs. So the first song that they played was I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats, and that song is inspired by a shooting that happened in California. The next song came on the radio, and it was Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan, which I don't know if the original influence of the song was a shooting, but certainly in my lifetime it was used to commemorate the victims of the 1996 Dunblane massacre, which happened in Scotland. So I don't know about anybody else, but I certainly associate that with gun massacres again. So there'd been two songs in a row that were about shootings, which was quirky, and I think I said to Lily that's weird, they've just played two songs about shootings, and she was like, I wouldn't have guessed they were about shootings, because they're songs that you don't really hear the message of until you actually stop listening to the music, if that makes any sense. I don't think it does, but sometimes you can be listening to a song for years before you actually realise what the influences were behind it. Anyways, after Knocking on Heaven's Door finished, they started playing Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People, which had been in the charts recently, but it made my blood run cold when I'd heard it, because Pumped Up Kicks sounds like a very cheery song, but again, it's a song about wanting to shoot people. And at that moment, I started to panic a little. I was in the middle of Germany. I didn't know the language. According to Lily and her family, there wasn't any sort of competition on to figure out the link between these three songs. And the radio DJ had just played three songs about gun massacres in a row, which in the UK would cause me to call the police. And in Germany, I had to stop myself because I thought, well, maybe they haven't realised that they've played three songs about gun massacres in a row. Maybe it was just a computer system that's managed to randomly pick these songs. I don't know, but it was very much a moment where I thought, should I be calling the police? Can I do that because a radio DJ in the middle of nowhere has decided to play three songs about gun massacres? It was one of those moments where I was like, what do? I genuinely didn't know. We're taught the emergency numbers when I was little. We're taught when it's appropriate to call. But nobody's told you about the more unique situations. Like, do you call when somebody plays three tracks of music that are all about the same theme and it's a very serious and very concerning theme? And do you call when somebody's threatened to hurt people in public and you've captured it on your vlog?
Hi everyone, it's Future Kate here. I've just been editing this vlog and I've realised that second scenario I gave you wasn't very well described, and I just wanted to explain the situation a little bit better. What basically happened was I was in an area where there was a man with a gun who wasn't coping with life very well. He was threatening to hurt people. When I got there, the police were on their way. And basically, on my vlog, I got witness footage of what had happened, and I wasn't sure whether I should have given that to the authorities. In the end, everything was fine, everybody was safe. On with video.
Those are 2 times where I genuinely thought about calling emergency services, and I didn't. And I think I'm maybe going to watch out for situations like that in the future, because those are maybe both situations where I should have called emergency services, and I maybe would have felt very guilty if something had happened. Anyway, that video's taken rather a dark turn there. Sorry if you thought this was going to be a light-hearted story. It is a light-hearted story, but it has quite a serious message behind it. So, ultimately, nothing seemed to happen in Germany that day. As far as I'm aware, there were no gun massacres. We did struggle to get home because there'd been some accidents on the road, but ultimately nothing happened like I was imagining it to happen, which is the best thing in the world. But there we go. Have you found yourself in any unusual situations when lost in translation abroad? I would love to hear about them down below. Or have you heard anything weird on the radio that made you think twice about the intentions of the person behind the camera? Well, not the camera, the microphone in the sense of radio. Is this sounding familiar to anybody? Do you have any stories that you can share down below? I would love to hear them. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Cheerio.